Hey guys, this is Lennon. We're back in another video, and last month, I watched 12 new releases. I watched 12 new releases that came out last month. And I watched one last movie not that long ago that came out last month, for April 2026. Therefore, today, I'm gonna rank all 12 of those new releases that came out April 2026. And to say, no 1 out of 10 movies. But it does not exclude 2 out of 10 movies. So, starting at number 12 is our only 2 out of 10 movie that sucked. The only movie that sucked that came out last month. And we got Thrash. So, if you're a Jaws fan, you don't even watch this. No shark films will beat Jaws. Let me tell you some. I know 2 watchable shark films that I found watchable, which is The Meg and Jaws 2. Which still, the first Jaws is a lot better. But to say this movie still beats 3 and 4. Thrash has a bad storyline, bad writing, bad acting, and bad just everything else. As it went past on the so bad it's fun phase, it then went back into being a so bad it's bad. Like, it's lucky that this movie is lucky that it's not giving a 1 out of 10 because they have like still a decent amount of gore, and they went to a so bad it's fun scene. If this was a Michael Jackson album, it will be. I will get what's going on. This movie makes me rather go back in a time. This movie makes me want to go back in a time machine and change my thought on Thrash by not watching it. As to say, the so bad it's fun scene and the decent amount of gore, compared with that movie, there's still worse movie that came out this year. Worst movies still came out this year, so I'm not into it. And now, coming in number 11, we got the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Good movie for the fans, not the critics. So we got Mario, Luigi, and Peach being on a mission to save Rosalina because she only has 7 minutes of screen time because she was kidnapped by this new villain Bowser Jr., who's trying to rescue his dad. As I did like his dark design in the movie. We now got Bowser imprisoned by the heroes. And they found Yoshi! Played by Childish Gambino. Yoshi was cute. Who doesn't like Yoshi? And we have Fox McCloud. For anyone that notice, I bet y'all know him from Smash Bros. So, to say and all, even if I happen to give this from a 5 out of 10 to a 4, I'm not upset. This movie is for the fans. Which I'm still gonna keep this movie as a 5. So, I still think this is watchable. Entirely watchable. And I do think illumination is improving overall. So, if you are a Mario fan, watch it. If you're a diehard Rosalina fan, though, sit on that one. Because she only has 7 minutes of screen time. So at number 10, or no, not number 10, number 11, we got the Mario Galaxy movie. Coming at number 10, we got Netflix's version of Send Help called Apex. And yes, Send Help is better. But to say, as the story largely gets updates in the survival thriller, which we see many times before, it is effective enough that it's repackaging that it's certainly worth firing up on Netflix during a lazy night. This physicality of Theron's performance, along the film's vertigo-inducing cinematography, ultimately makes Apex an adventure vacation that's worth, from HE double hockey stick, worth taking. And I really do think on movies that Sam Raimi does a better job overall than the Netflix originals overall on movies. Which I think Swapped was a good one. Only Swap's a good one. So, coming out number 10, we got Apex. And now, coming at number 9, we got Lee Cronin's The Mummy. So now I can tell that him and his teamwork will, over time, make this movie gross. Filled with goo and guts. Uncomfortable, squelching noise. As a lifetime of horror movies has made me mostly immune to such things. But the third act of the film goes such gruesome places that a woman at my screaming had inexplicably brought her very young children to an R-rated movie. Scooped her kid up, hurry out theaters. So, yeah, wonder why. Imagine that happens. Like, this is so disturbing. So, with a girl called, I think it's Sally. If I'm mistaken or not. So, like, the parents have to, like, take care of her. Oh my gosh, she looks messed up. So messed up. And, like, she has a very long toenail that got clipped that was like peeled off. So, yeah. If you're not into that stuff, that can be a good reason why you might want to sit out. And to say the movies with Boris Karloff and Brandon Fraser, they're still better. So, coming in number 9, we got Lee Cronin's The Mummy. And now, coming in number 8, we got Exit 8. So, this movie manages to sustain the standard running time in a feature film while adhering almost perfectly to the content of a video game that can be completed in a matter of minutes with a bit of luck and practice. The original idea, which is a seemingly infinite loop in the Tokyo subway system that can only be escaped by noticing anomalies in the main corner, which was both extremely simple and surprisingly fertile, just like in the game. It also aligns with a recent Japanese fascination with time loops, popularized by Beyond an Infinite 2 Minutes. As I wasn't as terrified by the concept and its setting as members of Gen Z appear to be. Like, I'm Gen Z, but I'm also mixed to like a Gen Alpha, so many of whom seem unsettled by the emptiness of liminal spaces such as subway corridors. This movie still incorporates the most stalking phenomenons from the video game in order to create a faithfully unsettling atmosphere. It's clever that the sidesteps the issue by introducing other perspective on the loop, such as the silent salaryman, who appears every signal time when the sequences resets. The film also gives personalities to what was merely an anonymous avatar in the game, portraying him as a young man who finds himself at a crossroad in his personal life. So, coming in number 8, it's Exit 8. And now coming in number 7, we got Roommates. Another movie by Netflix. So it's an emotional realism that's so compelling that by the time it decides to swing around to being a full-on black comedy, it's hard not to feel disappointed by the ending. To be fair, it's the setup promised by the framing device, so the film doesn't exactly pull a fast one, and the cast is equally committed to the more heightened comedy when it arrives. And as I would like to show you the poster from what it looks like. But yeah. Coming in number 7, we got Roommates. Coming in number 6, we got the Pizza Movie. So it's a whimsical ride that surpasses in terms of how silly and outlandish they make things. It's exactly what you expect from a modern stoner movie, and maybe even a bit beyond, with some wacky low budget concoctions that are a blast to watch unfold, slightly too long and slightly too many foreskin jokes. But who would count that it was a fun time? Especially for those that love pizza. So, yeah, I thought it was a funny movie. This will make me hungry for pizza. To just say so. Coming in number 6, we got the Pizza Movie. But now, coming in number 5, we got Normal. Another gross movie that is a strong technician which easily rises above its, well, normalcy to become something more distinct. Handling it all with a detached struggle sense of doom, Odenkirk proves the right man for the job at handling both of the film's two tonally separate halves, and he's supported by a colorful cast. So if you're a fan of action thriller, you guys might like this movie. As I do think this was a great movie. So coming in number 5, it's Normal. Coming at number 4, we got the Drama. And this might be one of the most uncomfortable, awkward watches, which is a massive compliment, as I went into thinking the film was going to operate a materialist level of a heartfelt humor. Instead, it surprises me when it took a darker turn and worked perfectly. The awkwardness and discomfort are driven by the imprisoned performance from Zendaya, who also did MJ in the MCU, and Patterson. And Patterson's ability to make the physically cringe is unmatched here. The film succeeds at it is balancing its humor between laughs, and dark humor. It also impressed me through its directions and editing. The use of flashbacks and almost dreamlike sequences works to blur reality, adding another layer that elevates it above other films of a similar genre. At no point does the film feel stagnant. There are constant moments driven by character decisions that made audience audibly gasp. It is an uncomfortable and painful ride until the very end. And that is a good thing. So, coming in number 4, we got the drama. And coming in number 3, we got David Lowery's latest movie that festicate chamber pieces with great performances from Anne Hathaway and Michaela Cole. We got Mother Mary, as it's clearly fascinated by the plight of modern pop star, which is Mother Mary, with both the fervor of a fan and the insight of a fellow artist. The question the film asks is about the identity of pop stars as well as the ownership of their music. Their image and their very souls don't all have answers, and Lowery doesn't provide them. He does, however, provide plenty of food for the thought as he asks these questions, interrogating the relationship between artists and their audience, and what each owns the other. As I did think this was a great film, but there are 2 more that are better. So, coming in number 2, a loud, garling, and smart and fun movie. And it's Faces of Death. And that's the new Faces of Death. And yes, it's better than the original. And I didn't even watch its sequels. So, with this unsettling postmodern slasher that known its manufacturer, anything scarier than what people scroll past on their phones every day and averages the awareness into a multiplex ready medication on the terror of living in a world where even the worst atrocities have been flattered into digital wallpapers. And to say, this is the most underrated movie of this year so far. So, yep. Coming in number 2, we got Faces of Death. Coming in number 1, which I did end up giving an 11 out of 10. Because why not? Michael. Played by his nephew. If you are a fan, then you know why this is a good. You'll know why this is a good film. To immune yourself to immerse yourself in 2 hours of the magical experience of the height of Michael Jackson mania. It is remarkable to remember his nephew Jafar was disarming at times, where he disappeared into his uncle. Colman Domingo as Joseph was chill. We got Giuliano Valdi as young Michael, and he did shine. As in the rest of the movie is how we all know him as the King of Pop. So yeah, this is like part of my top 10 movies of this year. So hope y'all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yes, the next review I might actually end up doing is gonna be Obsession. So I'll get ready for that. And I heard they're doing a really good job on Obsession, so I would like to check on that. So and to say, I will see y'all in the next video.